Hello everybody, it's Jamie Lynn. Welcome back to my channel. So you're probably wondering why I only have one eye done. Well, today I wanted to do this sort of grungy, neutral smoky eye with an eyeshadow wing liner and very dramatic lower lash line and this little guy right here, which I will show you how to get. Thank you for watching. And let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I've already primed my eyes. I just, primed them by using my foundation and concealer. So now I'm going to do is take a black eyeliner and run it along the top of my lash line. And this doesn't have to be neat because we're going to smudge this liner out. It's just get a really nice black base, so that way everything sticks out more. I've been thinking that I might do a Halloween makeup tutorial, but that takes a while to do. And this girl really ain't got the time for it. Plus, I'd rather, not do one, because then I have to worry about editing, because I will mess up a few times. I don't want to worry about that. Alright, now that that's laid down, we're going to take this smudging brush from Jasmine LaBelle with no product on except the product that I used on this eye. But we're going to smudge this out. And it's really going to help diffuse that line a lot more. Because you don't want to just have that black line right across your eye. Okay, so this is the eye halfway done. And, if you're a simple girl who doesn't like a bunch of makeup, you could just leave it like that and just set it with some black eyeshadow, and then you'd have, your own eyeliner. So we're going to go dip into the Maybelline palette, and I'm getting this shade right here. Just picking some up on my brush. Tap off the excess. As always, we all know you got to tap off the freaking excess or it'll get everywhere. And then just going to blend this with the black liner. And you'll work it up towards your eyeball and up towards your crease. You want to go about halfway up your eyeball and almost to your crease. You do not want to go directly to your crease, because what it does is it will elongate that whole area. Okay, and with that same shader brush, you're going to dip into that the darker brown in that Milani palette. And again, just go right over that brown and black we just laid down. Again, bring it up, do a flicking motions. And then going to take a blending brush, dip into that first shade we used, and go over that, and then you can bring this up into the crease to add a little definition into that crease. Because you do want your crease to be defined slightly. Okay, so we eventually will be using more product on the crease, but it'll be excess product. And next, we are going to take a very dark brown. I'm going to be using this Hard Candy Birthday Suit palette, and I'm using the third shade from the left, so which is this one. It's like a very chocolate brown. It looks sort of like Java from, is it Anastasia or Makeup Geek? I don't know. It's by one of those brands. And what you're going to do is just pack it on. Smudge it. And brush it up. And while applying this, you want to try and get rid of as much harsh lines as possible. Because you don't want to have really, really noticeable harsh lines. And so taking that white that is in the palette, I'm rubbing my finger in it. And I'm just going to place it right on the lid. So that way it'll leave that spot bald-ish. And next, you're going to want to wet your brush, which is what I always do. I use my mouth. And, sorry, people. You're going to take that brush and that dark shade from the Milani palette that we used, and you're going to create a wing stretching from the corner of your eye out. Product on there. And after, oh, excuse me. Then after that line is laid down, you can use it dry. Bring it out. And then push it back in. So you want to bring it back in towards the eye. And this is a little tricky to do. Because eyes are very difficult to work with. I will admit. They are really hard to work with. Especially, oops, wrong one. Especially if you don't know, like, what you're doing, I guess, is the nicest way of putting it. Like, I normally don't do grungy looks. Like, I'll normally go for, like, the more softer browns, I guess. Instead of using, like... Sorry, my eye is watering like a motherfucker. I'll use browns, mauve tones, all that jazz. So just add more of that darker brown to the crease and onto the lid. Not the lid, but the lash line. And then I'm just going to blend that out. So I did this because, you know, I figure it's fall. You know, why not do a fall-related video? And I think I've done one fall video. But I don't really do seasonal videos. Like, I just do whatever makeup tutorial comes to mind. I just picked up a black from the Milani palette, and I'm adding it to the lash line. Dragging it up a little bit, and then pulling it down to the base of the wing. And then drag it back inside. And this look can take you maybe like 5 minutes. No, not 5 minutes. I'm sorry, I lied to you. I would go for about 20 or 10. So I'd be like, oh, it's so long to do your makeup. And I'm like, no, it's really not. I'm just a perfectionist with my makeup. I like both eyes to match as much as possible. And if I can't get them to match, I freak out. But next, we're going to create this little guy right here. This inner corner. Well, no, sorry, scratch that. We're going to go to the bottom lash line because that's done first. So I just took that dark brown. And I'm adding it to my lower lash line. And connecting it to the wing. Then dragging it in. Oh, the dark Doing makeup is so much fun. But it's very tedious to do makeup. You gotta sit there and work at it. And work. And you're just like, when is this gonna look right? And then when it finally does look right, you realize that you messed something up on the other eye, and you have to make a match. And you completely fuck up the whole thing, which I'd done before. And I got really, really aggravated. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Anyways, so dipping it into that black shadow from the Milani palette, you're just going to want to create a little triangle on your inner corner. And this part does take a little bit of concentration because it's very difficult to do this inner corner part. And sometimes you'll get little eye boogers. You know, like when you're sleeping, and it goes little eye boogers in the corner of your eye. You can scoop those out with your brush and go back in. And then just keep doing the same thing you've been doing. Like I said, it does take a little work. Because if you're like me, like I said, I'm a perfectionist, and I like my stuff to look as best as possible. Just blending that shadow onto the crease, or onto the lash line, and then help just defining this wing a little bit more. So none of this has to be perfect. Makeup is not about making things perfect. It's about doing what you feel you look good in. So now I'm taking this flat brush that I got online. I'm taking a little bit of Clown White, and I'm just putting this right along that inner corner. And what this is going to do is draw a little more attention to this area of our eyes. It's going to help make our eyes look a little bigger. Now, no, not every girl is going to do this. But if you're, you know, glam bot, you love all things glamorous, and you actually know what you're doing, this can come in handy. Because it'll help add detail to your eye, and it'll make your eye look bigger. And then to set it, I might want to do the other one a little bit bigger too. I'll actually fix it. And fixing it, I am just pressing a black eyeshadow into it. And then just smudging it. Now you can set this Clown White with eyeshadow, but you don't have to. It's just personal preference. A little more detail. So like I said, I'm a perfectionist, and this inner corner, there, good enough. I mean, it's makeup. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be even. It just has to look good. But just for a little added effect. There. Fixed it. And no, this is not drag makeup, I swear to God. It's just a lot of my makeup does come off as drag makeup. So I'm taking a black eyeliner and running it in my waterline. And running some on the lash line also. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to smudge it out. What it's going to do is going to add more drama to this look. And a good way to get a very dark lower lash line is to put eyeliner on it. Because it really helps draw that attention to that area. Softening it. Now for our mascara. For mascara, I will be using the Maybelline Mega Plush Volume Express, which is one of my favorite mascaras at the moment. I really love the payoff that it gives on my lashes. Makes them look very full. So I'm going to press it and pull up. Press and pull up. Mascara is going to be really difficult to do. Especially like if you're left-handed and you're working on your right eye, it can be really difficult. And then bottom lash line, just run it through and pull them down. Making sure to avoid any of the product that's on your lower lash line. Because you don't want to mess this right here up. And now for everyone's favorite part. Eyelashes. Yay! Yay, yay. Eyelashes sometimes really irritate the fuck out of me. Because they want to be stupid. And not work right. And after these lashes, we're done with the eyes. So that'll be the fun part. So I've already laid out my glue. And so I just bent the lash. Let me cut it. I always cut my ends because it makes it a little easier to apply. Because you don't have that little part sticking out. I don't have scissors, so I've just been using a razor for it. I lost my scissors. Alright. And now I'm just going to put it into that lash glue. This lash glue's been sitting out for a little bit, so it's already pretty tacky. What I'm going to do is just tap off some of the excess that's on some of that excess glue. You can blow on it, let it air dry, whatever you want. So I'm just going to pop this on. And you can do a coat of mascara with these eyelashes if you want them a little more full. These lashes I just got at Ross. It was like $5 for a pack of 10 pairs total. So that was a steal. Next, we're doing the eyebrows. And I've gotten so much better at my eyebrows. Like, I remember there was a time when one brow would be perfect and the other one would be like, it would be like its ugly sister. So I just took my LA Colors brow kit and I dipped it into the light brown. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch out the bottom line of my brow. And I don't want it to touch my liner, but want to sort of line up with it. You know, some people will do their brows first, make their liner line up with it, and that's fine. I just find this method a little bit more easier for me because I don't have natural brows anymore. I shave them. It just makes the whole makeup application a little easier for me. And I like to wet my powder because it makes it stick more. Now, I rarely wear lashes, but when I do, they tend to irritate me. Now, my drag lashes, that's a different story because though I have to get those comfortable because I do have to wear them for long periods of time when I'm doing drag. Because, hello, a drag queen can't do drag with her freaking lashes. You know, I want to be able to fly away. So, I double stack. Like, big lashes. Like, I use small lashes in the middle. And virtually none on the inside. So, like, I do no lashes in here, but then I take a big pair of lashes, put them right on the middle, and then I put another bigger, longer pair on the outside to sort of give it that cat-like effect, which is sort of what these do. So I do like these. Okay, my brow is done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Kryolan TV Paint Stick foundation and I'm going to outline and highlight underneath my brow. Give me brow, which I need to try all that stuff from the new Benefit collection. But it's really hard to get samples of some of that stuff. Because mainly all I get is samples. Because I don't work right now. Because where I live, it's really hard to get a job. Because my town is so small. And we barely have... What we do have... The job's are already taken. And because it's so small... People stay at that job. Like, they don't transfer, they don't move jobs. Because they know if they leave, they won't have one. Because my town sucks. Now, where is my highlighting brush? I think I just used this. I'm going to take my hard candy highlighter. And I'm just going to use this to set my brow highlight and defining area. Take this flat brush and just round across. You don't have to use your highlighter. You can use a matte bone-colored eyeshadow. This is just my personal preference of what I like to do. None of this stuff you have to do. Like, you don't have to do any of this if you're doing this look. You know, if you're recreating it, I would love to see your take on it. I just had a little bit of highlight right in the middle of, or the inner corner of my eye. You know what I might do? My nose contour is looking a little weird. So I'm going to do a little more contouring on my nose. And bring it up